Hello dears, welcome to my channel. Today I would like to share how did I develop my English communication skill. So many of the people who know me, they ask me, how did you develop your English communication skill? Yes, that is a long journey. I don't have any particular intention to develop my English communication, but I believe that I can read English and I understood English very well, and that is a self-confidence I had at that time. But actually, really, frankly saying, my English communication that changed at another level only because of my very biggest dream that I had. So that was my civil service dream. After my graduation, I thought I want to become an IAS officer. So actually, that was my long childhood dream. But I don't know how to write that exam, how to clear that exam. But after my graduation, I realized it, and I began to know what are the ways to take for to clear civil service exam. But actually, I don't clear that exam yet. And from 2019 onwards, after my graduation, I began to prepare for civil service exam. From 2019 till 2022, that was a golden years in my life. That has changed me a lot in my life. Because at that time, I began to read the Hindu newspaper. From 2019 March onwards, I began to read the Hindu newspaper. That was a game changer in my life. So when I began to read at the initial time, so we know that in the Hindu newspaper is a very tough vocabulary. At that time, I didn't understood any words from the Hindu newspaper. At the initial time, I took more than a day to read a very single day's newspaper. But my dream was another. So that's why it is my I read without any obstacle, without any kind of difficulties, and I find the meaning of the word that I didn't know at that time. And after reading the Hindu newspaper, I began to listen the Hindu newspaper daily analysis. And then we know that civil service syllabus is so vast. We want to read a lot and lots of books for clearing civil service exam, like Indian polity, Indian economy, history, 3 parts: modern Indian history, medieval Indian history, ancient Indian history. Then we want to know lots of ethics and integrity. Then everything, every single thing that's happening in our country, especially and in international news, national news, every single thing we want to know. At that time, I read a lot about all these kinds of things, and I don't watch any other reels, any other videos. My whole dreams is related to civil service. I want to clear civil service. I want to go Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy for Administration, that is civil service training someday. So after clearing civil service, we can go there and we will get a 2 years training from there. After for IAS, they will give us 1 year training, and after based on each services IPS, that is training from Hyderabad. So that is based on each services. So that was so I had a lots of dream at that time, and so every single day when I go to sleep, I began to dream about my civil service aspiration. But so that 4 years I completely changed my attitude, my perception, everything. Because at that moment, I know what is actually happening. I began to know what is actually happening around our nation, around our neighboring countries, around, Ukraine war. So many things, Palestine, Israel issue, every single thing that's happening around our world. And so that was a magical years in my life, a golden years in my life. But 2022, I began to give birth my, so at that time, pregnancy that make me change in my life. So I slowly forgot my dream. But even now, that 4 years changes everything in my life. Now I can speak fluently in English, with confidently, with bravely. So because initial time I prepared for civil service civil service training, talking in front of camera, talking in front of mirror. So because we know that civil service is so yeah, of course we can write civil service exam in any languages. Any languages means Malayalam, Tamil. In any language we can write. But if we can able to write in English, that is more good. That is better because we get a lots of resources for in English language, not like any other language. And so, but at the same time, so there is a subject we want to subject for civil service. So that is was my Malayalam literature was my subject, and I truly like my language very well, especially Malayalam stories and Malayalam novels, and so that's why I selected my that subject, Malayalam literature. So whatever, even though I am an English literature student, at that time I selected Malayalam literature. So I had make a lots of notes. I bought a lots of books. I began to read a lots of like Indian polity, Lakshmikant, Indian polity, Indian economy, and Indian history of Rajiv Iyer IPS, and many books. At that time, I was now also. I don't like to say that. Still, I kept that dream in my mind. Inshallah, I want to clear civil service in one point of my life. Whatever it is, that preparation has changed me a lot in my life. That was the magical years in my life. So at that time, I don't have any hobby to play any other YouTube videos, to watch any reels, because my mind is stuck with the civil service tree. So after wake up from bed, I began to read the newspaper. I began to watch the videos that need for to clear civil service exam, because for civil service mains exam we want to write a lot. So we want to write a lot, because each paper it is 200 mark, I think so. No, I little bit forgot about that. Whatever it is, there are yes. So that was actually developed my English communication skill. Yes. So it is my request that. So that time I totally. My world is in English. My surrounding is filled with English news, English books, English audios, videos, and everything is in English language. And moreover that, I began to speak in front of cameras and everything in English language. And that was totally changed my views. And I can speak in any language, also not any language, in any topics at that time very confidently, because I'm aware about what is actually happening around myself, around this world, international news, national news, and everything. But now that changed a little bit. I don't get enough time to read the newspaper, even though I really so when I get free time I read newspaper. So frankly saying, that was changed my life, that was changed my views, that was changed my communication skill. Many people who told me that, suppose maybe clearing civil service is based on, yes, of course, hard work and our belief, perseverance, and everything will help us to clear civil service exam. But if you clear civil service exam, that is better. But whatever it is, the preparation, that journey will make ultimate changes in your life. That is true. 100% it's true. That make a lots of changes in my life. And that was exactly very golden years in my life. Still I have that dream. I don't like to say that I had that dream. Still I have that dream. One day in my life, I want to clear that exam and become to reach that prestigious position of our nation. If anybody who want to clear civil service exam, definitely you don't need to worry about. Yes, there might be lots of myths regarding civil service exam. It is not possible to us. So if you check the history behind the civil service crackers, you can find that many civil service now civil servants, they are from not very prestigious families or very rich families. They are from lower class families. Their fathers farmers maybe, so like that. So their dreams and their passions make that changes in their life. And of course, if you clear this exam, you can reach and you can do lots of beautiful things for your nation, of course. And so yes, that was so that has helped me to change my English. And still I want to develop my English, so I am studying. So many people who ask me that how did you develop, still I am evolving. I'm not I believe that I'm not at all good. I want to learn a lot in this process, because learning is not end. We want to learn a lot every single day. Yes. So that is actually happening in my life. So go with your dreams. Of course, it is possible to you to reach whatever you want in your life because this is our life. We have only one life. And so follow our passion, follow our dreams with a full of courage, dreams, everything. God is always with us. Thank you, dears. Bye.